Good evening. It's about 6:30 here p.m. in Liberia, and haven't been talking to you guys in a little bit, but I thought tonight I will talk to you. Invite a friend and a partner, a family member. I just thought it's important that I come on tonight say a few words to some of my friends from my office before I go home. It's been a while. Greetings, man. Adam Dolly. Yeah, Adam, I need to touch base with you, man. It's important. You know, I've been carried away by work, and a lot of things been going on, and but I believe, and thank you to all of the people that keep thanking me for a job well done. It's not coming easy, but we're trying our best, you know. So I'm on here tonight, basically, to speak to a couple of issues as guaranteed in the Constitution. We all have our freedom of speech, being fully responsible thereof for whatever may happen. But I thought it's important that I spoke to number one, the DSTV issue, just briefly, less than 2 minutes, because I don't want to tactically give up my reliances in order to not have a counterpunch. No, I want to come in with the element of surprise and speak to you on the propaganda I've been seeing on Facebook, especially with regards to the roads. I want to speak to that. I want to speak to the issue of Amin Modad, the Commerce Minister. I want to give my opinion on the supposedly, allegedly absconded chess players, as is being reported all around this country. I want to speak to LEC's preparation that is being highlighted by some of the higher guns. You know, they wouldn't like what I have to say today, but I'm going to say it anyways. If you really know me, you know me. I don't run from anything. I want to speak to the president's trips that he's made and how much we're going to realize from it. Overall, I want to speak to progress versus propaganda. Let me begin by saying, too often people ask me, why don't we hear you talk? Why we don't hear you give your opinion on anything? Why don't you say something? Why don't we see you on Spoon Talk? You know, the other day I was watching Spoon Talk and I saw the whole Spoon Talk. Kev Hassan, what's his name from Youth and Sports, Isaac, Doe, and Akaros Gray, and all of them CDC folks. And I remembered when I was on Spoon Talk, at one point in time, the only person supporting Joseph Boakai. Every time I came on set, I would see Leo. He would say, I'm independent, Leo Nyapulu. And then you had Al Hussein Fadiga, would say, you know, ANC. And then you had Salimatu Dunking. She would say, I'm a libertarian, I'm from the Liberty Party. And then you had Dr. Francine from ANC. And then you have Isaac Tupa from, I think, ANC. And then you have Irene Gray, ANC, Kef Hassan, CDC. And I saw myself like right there. And I was like, wow. And then we fought. And you know the rest of the story, because I don't have to blow my trumpet. So, a lot of my fans step up to me. Can you please go back on Spoon? No, I can only be invited. And I can only chip in if Stanton say, my man, you want to come on set tonight? And maybe I'll say yes, and then I come on set to maybe debate just to make the program good. But to take a permanent assignment as I did before, it's not possible because of the work I do. And I'm working long hours all the time. So I can't do that. So beg your pardon. If he ever invites me to form part of the panel to kick back against someone he has brought, either from CDC or what, you know, I don't care. I'll go there and kick butts. Will it be my first time? No. Will it be my second time? No. Will it be my only time? No. Like Grandpa said, it will me? No. So if he ever invites me to come on a panel or something, I'll be more than happy to do that. But that's not possible for me to go and sign myself there permanently. I just want you guys to understand that. However, I can stay right here and debate the issue against what I've heard, the issues. Okay, gotta wet my throat a little bit. Invite a friend, share the life, because I'm about to do what I do best, that no one comes up close or even near. I don't have to blow my trumpet with regards to these things. It just comes naturally. Let's start with DSTV. Folks, for over 20 years, you've been led to believe that there was something in Liberia called DSTV Liberia. There's no such thing. There's no such thing. We've gone beyond that. We've proven beyond that. And DSTV said, I took the complaint. We proved beyond all reasonable doubt that I didn't take the complaints. What I did is I took advantage of a hearing to bring DSTV to book. We were all invited, and they thought it was business as usual. And I told them no. If you want to ask me why you waited for the hearing to act, I did not wait for the hearing. First things first, I inherited a system that was broken and needed to be fixed. And I knew within myself it would take me about 2.5 years to get there. But I'm pleased to announce to you that I'm almost there. I'm just inches away from being there in my first year. So I was focused, and I wouldn't let a battle distract me from winning the war. Because the war we're fighting against illiteracy, against misinformation, disinformation, against blackmail and what have you, it is a war. A war on the campaign against illiteracy. And so there are several battlefronts. And to take one battle to fight and lose the war, I wasn't prepared to do that. I'm sorry. So I remain focused, and we've yielded results. There are several battlefronts we're on, and we'll win it all. And so it was proving that I did not take the complaint. They had a whole press conference. They said we were not digitally equipped. We proved beyond all. In fact, we overwhelmed the lawmakers with digitization to the point where they sat in this very office and watched ELTV like they were watching a foreign station. I can confirm that to you. At the end of the day, they lifted their heads high and said, it's time. That's what we do. That's what we do. We've done our job, and we're still doing our job, and we will do our job. Now, I'd like to put DSTV on notice that yes, for over 20 years, you have misled the Liberian people. But again, this is not business as usual. I am armed with the law. I am armed with the authority. And at the appropriate time, the country will know. DSTV now knows that I am armed with the law. DSTV now knows that I have authority that they did not know that I had with regards to DSTV. And when I reach out to them and they charge me, they now wish they had known that before they put those equipments up, I should have signed to agree that the equipments were conducive, I'm quoting the law, to, quote, local situation, unquote. That I was supposed to help determine a fair and reasonable rate that they are charging. They now know that there's a law that gives me that power. But I never use any power the law gave me. The power I am using is the power of persuasion that is causing us to succeed. Because I'm very persuasive with the people I'm working with to tell them that we must succeed at LBS at all costs. So, we are patiently awaiting the report from the committee. We got 3 radio stations, 1 television. We cover the entire country. And none of our facilities is down. They're all up and running like an 18-wheeler trailer. And yes, we are prepared even now for the dry season. We are moving and we will move. We hope the report will come in time. Because if it does not, we'll pursue a course of action that will determine where the country goes next with regards to these cable televisions and what have you. I maintain that it is unacceptable for a person to arrive in Liberia, enter a hotel, and say, "Can I have the cable channel, please?" Yes, DSTV. I'm looking for the local channel to be able to find out what's going on, and it's not there. That you will bring a television station and a cable network into this country to give us Nigerian contents, Ghanaian contents, South African contents, European contents, but you will not carry our contents. You will not sit on our heads and say that our hair is stinky. It will not happen. You will not promote others and refuse to promote us. And as long as I have that authority to make that determination by law, you are either in Liberia or you will be out. We will use the law to make sure that our country is respected. That our country comes first, not last. That we will promote our country like the other people are promoting their country. If they can carry DSTV in those countries, and you want to take their subscription from South Africa and Kenya and Ghana, and Nigeria, and come sell subscription here, like we don't deserve better, someone's going to stand up and stand up in your throat. Make sure that we too deserve to be treated with respect, and the world needs to watch what happens here too, like we are watching what happens there. It's not going to happen. Not this time. Not under Ibwaka's administration. Zero. Nah, no. Let's proceed to a situation with regards to what I see trending on social media relative to the roads. It's a sad thing for me as a communicator and a person that have won several debates to see people sitting on spoon thinking that they're winning debates. Why? Because they are quoting candidate Bwaka then are saying that within the first 100 days, no car will be stopped, and I'm quoting again, on major roads, unquote. Quote, no car will be stopped on major roads, unquote. First of all, the small road leading to your backyard is not a major road. The street that going down into Wentan is not a major road. RTI, the road that the water is over, is not a major road. So President Barker said, no car will be stuck on any major road. That was his exact word. In the first 100 days. So that debate is over. It's over. Second reason why it's over. In the first 100 days of a Barker administration, you got to be, excuse me, but I have to say it, you got to be dull not to understand that the first 100 days, whether it was President Wiao, President Selivu, when you take over on January 22nd to February 22nd, and at 1 month, March 22nd, at 2 months, April 22nd, at 3 months, May 22nd, at 4 months. What season are we in? Don't worry, I'll wait. We are in the dry season. So January, February, March, no rain. Use your common sense. That's what we call quack. 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 The dog can quack. Quack logic. He said no car will be stuck in the first 100 days. Can cars stick in mud in Liberia in the dry season? Do you see cars stuck in a mud in the month of January, February, and March? So that other part of the debate is already won. There was no car stuck in any mud in his first 100 days. So when guys sit on spoon and act like they are winning a debate, they are winning a debate because the maestro is not there to teach and correct. I will repeat myself because I know they will come back. I'm not there to teach and correct. So they're there flaming their feathers. Because you know, I will just ask somebody, in your right frame of mind, do you see cars sticking in mud in dry season? Where are you coming from? How much they pay for your school fee? Then they get this. So the old man was not only correct, not only factually balanced, not only climatically sound when he made that statement. Climatically, meaning it had to do with the climate at the time. You won't run with that? He won you in the debate. But let's face the fact of the road now. Our roads here are mud, dirt, unpaved, whatever description you want to give it. I'm fine with that. In Nigeria, over 60 people died from flooding. Roads swept away. In the great United States, where you sit to make quack logic a debate, I repeat. In the great United States, where you sit to make a debate of quack logic, where you sit, interstates paved with cement were swept away. Bridges were cut. Over 160 persons lost their lives as a result of flooding. The world's greatest nation cannot battle Mother Nature, and you're expecting a 9-month-old president to battle Mother Nature with dirt roads, muddy roads, roads that are not quota. Let's make a debate. Their roads were quota. Their roads were paved. But no car could pass because their roads were swept away. And you expect the muddy road in your country to be good. What sort of debate is that? With such flooding in the United States and all parts of the world where people are dying, you expect your country to be in space. Quack logic. And those who debate such quack logic, I'm afraid, needs to rethink. They need to rethink. They need to rethink. Someone just said, upgrade your broadcast network. When I'm told in the post, so now you can be too harsh. Multi-TV got us covered all around in any country. On the continent you want to watch LNTV, go there you will see us. Satcom, go there you will see us any part. And you say DSTV, go hire yourself. Now, quack logic. How many persons have died in Liberia from flooding? Give us a number. 160 died in the US. How many roads in Liberia have been swept away and nobody can go left or right? Give me one road. The flood usually covers the road, the bridges, everything. That's natural. You can't fight Mother Nature. As I speak to you, the noise you're hearing is a heavy downpour of rain. Fellow citizens, many places again will be flooded tonight. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. We need to wake up to these quack logic and the debate that accompanied them to the streets of our country. Makes no sense at all to debate against Mother Nature from where you sit, where 160 people died and major roads, quarter roads, interstate swept away. You come and talk tabata to your impoverished nation that somehow this man should be responsible. This president. Quack logic. We move on to the situation with Amin Muda. I do not seek to know what went wrong with respect to the purchase of the vehicle. Therefore, I'm not inclined to debate how Mr. Muda got the vehicle. What I'm inclined to debate is whether the vehicle was needed. Was it a need? Or is it something he just wanted to show off? I beg to differ and say that Muda needed that vehicle. He did not want it, he needed it. You may want to argue that we criticize the other people for it. So why is Mr. Muda doing the same? That would be your argument. My argument will be counter. Mr. Muda is not doing the same. The situation is different. Why do I say so? I criticize Akaros Gray, same vehicle. I criticize Eugene Nangbe, same vehicle. Sir Joseph had one of those vehicles. The vehicles are all around here. In fact, he owned 2 of them. During the campaign, he had it. Everybody saw it. So my counter argument to you is, did Amin want this vehicle like he craved it, or did he need it? I argue that he needed it. Have you seen Amin Boda with your eyes, or you just talk because people want to talk? I even see some UP partisans criticizing him. But I'm one person, I take my stand based on my belief and my conviction. No normal car can carry Bodat anywhere. That's a debate I'm willing to hold with anybody. Amin is a big guy, I'm sorry to say. Can you fit Amin in a taxi? Can you fit Amin in a Land Cruiser Jeep? Will it be healthy for him to travel to any part of the country in even a tight-fitted pickup, 4-door, let alone 2-door? So, was this car a need? Because if your argument is to say, okay, let agree he needed it, let agree he needed it, why he bought it, then you are unsound. Because a need is different from a want. If you want it, I got a problem. If you need it, then we got to understand why you need it. And then we have to reason with you as to whether you really need it. As Commerce Minister, I argue he needed it. He did not want it. So give me another car and put Amin in it and see whether he fits. You must consider his health. Then if your argument is, but if he unhealthy, then he go sit down, it means that people with challenges cannot work in government. That would be your argument. Then we'll be telling physically challenged people that you can't work in government because we cannot cater for your need. One of the best performing official of government is at the NTA. He's visually impaired, but his performance is now more than the people that have eyes. So we say because you are visually impaired, you cannot work. So because Amin is, if you like to say, obese, excuse me, or fat, excuse me, or big, excuse me, so his needs should not be met for him to carry out his job? Is that your argument? My argument against Akaro's Gray, Eugene and others was they did not need the car. No, they did not. My argument cannot be the same for Mudat. Mudat needs the car for health reasons. One, he needs the space or the room. Two, he needs to be comfortable. When you carry that much weight on bad roads, you need a car that can absorb the roughness of the road. But Liberians, sometimes the quack logic overshadows our ability to be reasonable. To be reasonable. Now, if your argument is, this man take the car, this man runs what you consider in Liberia, even though it's not, but one of your 4 or 5-star hotel. You want to tell me he cannot afford the car? Is that your argument? But if he is to perform a government job, which car is he supposed to use? That is why I say my argument will not be about how the car was bought, who gave the car. No. My argument is need versus want. Was it a waste? No. It was never a waste. You know why? I work in the Georgia administration. And don't forget, I was the midfield general during the first 6 months. I know what happened in this country. But the 9 months of a Joseph Boakai administration and Amin Boda serving as Commerce Minister have seen tremendous progress, which was outlined today. There is no debate as to whether he did well so far. I don't think there's a debate. Rice price went down a little. The prices of fuel, gasoline, dropped. And when that happens, simple economics, the prices of commodities also drop. Local produce, because the roads are passable and people are going to the southeast in a single day, our Ketele and Belabo and everything is coming through. Price is stable. In addition to other things he has done. But what do they want? When I argue for money Qatar, if many of you can remember, everybody was against me. And everybody wanted Amin Muda gone. I mean, not Amin Muda, money Qatar gone. What would have happened today? All the praises you're giving him, everything that's happening good, what would have happened today? If you people have succeeded in causing money captain to be sacked. Come on. Somebody talk to me. Today he's the darling of the country. Somebody talk to me. Somebody talk to me. What would have happened if they had sacked Money Captain? Would you be where you are today with respect to electricity? But today, everybody have forgotten about me. But everybody praising Money Captain. The same man they wanted gone. Amin Boda may be a big boy, a fat boy, but let's look around us today. Are we okay with our commodities, ranging from local produce to gasoline and fuel? Are we okay? Are we relaxed a little bit when it comes to our purchases of local commodities, import as well as export? Are we okay? If we are, then if the fat boy decides that my people, I cannot fit in any car in the country, I'm too big, can I please have a vehicle that will cater to my physically challenged needs? You know what it means to ride from here to the southeast in a Toyota Land Cruiser? I got one. You don't want to know. It's right here. Come, let's take a ride. Just to Douala. You will know what those cars are built for. When you leave from there, you lay down for 3 days. So, for me, they're chasing yet another guy because of his physical condition. That's why I said, I'm not going to argue on the purchase of the vehicle. No, that's not my point. But soon you'll get to realize from whence I come. Because there are others that will be like that and will need. And guess what? We say because you need our economy. No. Perform your job if you need. That's one thing I do here. I will cater to your needs because I need the job done. People wonder why they don't give us visas. How will people be inclined to give you visa when every time you get out of the country you won't run away? The case of the chess players. Where are you running to? What people don't understand is that when you go there, it's easy. And come back in time, it's easy for you to go again. Amen. Then you will run away. And you will spend 8 years looking for documents. Can't get a job. Then you wonder why you are in the situation you are in. But it's bad for the country. And I will leave it at that. Now, we go to the preparation Money Katana is making for the dry season. Everybody now, oh, rainy season, our current came, blink. They forget to know water coming. Roads are flooded. The dam is full. But during this rainy season, Buddha has worked, Captain has worked assiduously hard. And like one thing I'm certain about, our dry season will not be like the last one. I'm not saying it will be perfect, but given what I know, it will not be like the last one. And don't forget, the people we're buying the current from are themselves going to be in what? Dry season. Hello? Then instead of us thinking rationally, we have the people who are doing the quack debate, the quack logical debate, to come up and say, well, this, forgetting to know Ivory Coast and us on the same timeline. Ghana, we get the current from on the same timeline. We are in the same season. Amen. Quack logic. Quack logic. A logic you will never understand. In fact, the people who come in with it themselves don't understand what they're talking. That's why they make it quack logic. Therefore, I come to you, submitting to you today, a debate that says progress versus propaganda. Have this administration made progress versus the propaganda? This administration has made maximum progress in minimum time. When it comes to the information age, you already know they're set to break the record with a $5.5 million television and radio expansion complex. Someone told me during Jowiata that when they were negotiating that thing, you were negotiating when the Chinese pull out. If we had not brought them back, they will not come back. And if we had not renegotiated and declared our support for a one China policy, they will not be bailing you that. So just pack your satoka and live with the quack logic. It don't hold water. You know the price of transportation will affect everything in the country. You know that. Have we reduced the price of fuel, gasoline, and everything by 25 cents? Yes, sir, we have. This government have done that. Check the pump. Check oil around and come back. If I'm lying, I'll resign. The prices are no longer the $4.90, the $4.85. And because prices at the pump have dropped, prices on the road have also dropped. And because prices on the roads have dropped, the people transporting their goods and commodities have also dropped their prices. Are our roads passable? Yes, sir, they are. Do people get paid? Is the government owing anyone since they took over? Are they owing anybody their salary? I say no. People who were dropped from the payroll and put back on the payroll are not in that category. So forget that argument. Every month that comes, it may delay a little, but it is paid. Is rice price either still the same or have dropped? Bring that debate. You already know the answer. So let me ask you this. Bo Ali took over water and sewer. Is he performing? Do we have water in Central Monrovia? Are the sewages clean? Maximum progress in minimum time. The city of Monrovia, how is it going? Maximum progress in minimum time. The city of Pinsville, maximum progress in minimum time. We're holding 2 press conferences at NICAT, maximum progress in minimum time. 1 press conference at Executive Mansion, informing the people on time, maximum progress in minimum time. How were our roads made passable in the rainy season? Maximum progress in minimum time. Propaganda. It's not going to fly. Wait until the Chinese are done with the state-of-the-art laboratory in the whole of Africa right behind the 14th Military Hospital, which is expected to kick off soon. What would you say? What would you say now that the team that is expected to construct the 2 overhead bridges, the advanced team, have arrived in the country? They're here. What would you say when those 2 overhead bridges are completed? Easing traffic congestion and adding to our infrastructural development. What would you say? What would you say when I sit in that new office of the new $5.5 million television expansion project? Even if I don't sit there, what would you say? What would you say? Progress versus propaganda. Run all the propaganda you want. You're not going to succeed. The people in Liberia now are barely wasting their time. I walk these streets, so I know. Someone walk up to me. Me, I don't watch that show because you're not there. I say, oh, that because I'm not there, you don't watch. I say, because nobody there talking the truth. I don't know about that. That was their opinion. But you see how people are beginning to feel? Because when 160 persons die in America and their rear body infrastructure, bridges, interstate, and paved roads are washed away in different states and areas, and you come here and put your vocal cavity against a decent president for what Mother Nature has brought, and you bring it in the form of propaganda to say he's not performing, then you're joking with your own integrity and credibility. You run your people away. 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 We have to be smart. People are saying, oh, why did they put 2 in Hancock? And the same people are going to say, which ones? Ill treatment. The idea of our government is accountability. It's accountability. People must account. It doesn't mean that you go and treat them different. They are presumed innocent, remember? Until they are proven guilty. So if a person is not guilty, why you want to maltreat them? Even if they are guilty, you still cannot just treat them anyhow. Because even a prisoner has rights. And I can understand why they're arguing. Because you know why? That's the difference between a mature government and a cowboy government. The law says a person is presumed innocent. When you stay handcuffed for innocent men, you beat him, you chunk him in the jeep, and by the time he gets to the case, he can barely plead for himself. Then you say he's guilty. That is why one of the pillars in President Fahngon's government was the rule of law. The rule of law says he is presumed innocent. So treat him with dignity and respect. And I think that's what the government did. If the bond is not legit, then the government will put handcuffs on him and put him in jail until they can file the appropriate bond, or the government will say, something decent. This is not a cowboy government. This is a government of mature people. And we do things maturely. If you don't like it, I'm sorry. But Liberia is not going to digress or retrogress because you are failing to make progress. We're not going to fall behind because we have to meet you there. No, we're going to forge ahead, and you will either come with us or we'll have to come back for you later when we have the time, if there be any. Liberians, we need to see our country for what it is and be proud of this land. Last but not the least, I want to talk to you about today. The president goes on a trip, and what do you get? Quack logic. You go where he bring. You go where he bring. Amen. Is that a fishing river where you go fishing and bring something? He pays a visit. That's when you get to meet another head of state and talk about things and maybe tell them what you need. And then later on, they respond. Quack logic. He go to Korea go invite him, not do nothing. They invited him. They did not tell him, say he should come, take their country money and bring it. There now was when he met them and made the case for Liberia, to which they are responding. Join the civilized world. Quack logic. That when the president leaves the country, he must bring something back. Quack logic. That even when he goes to the UN, where all the other presidents are attending the General Assembly, he must bring something. Quack logic. We're not there to debate. You've not heard me for a while. But I thought to add my voice to some of these things. Now yes, I may not be on spoon, but I do follow the events. And like I said, the big country, the road going, the bridges going, everything going, that Liberia, you can't pass in but quack logic. You know what it means? The great United States with the paved road, the whole road going. 160 people dead. You know what it means? And then you come here, one little model road, go Nigeria, go Bangladesh, all over. It's the same. Please. Like I said, the day Stanton thing, he got a little 18. And he said, oh, Eugene, I got Samuel Jackson, I got Kiatama, I got all the people there. Do you want to join the panel? You think I will say no? I'll go there. I play a leg. But now funny people doing quack, tine, and then you say, oh, why you don't go there? Number one, I told you, I'm very busy. Number two, I told you, if I'm invited, I will go. But I can't do it like I did before because I have a job to do. I have a job to do. But if obliged, and he invites me, I want to set the record straight. Have I done it before? Yes. Am I capable of doing it? Oh, you bet. You know. I gotta tell you. You already know. Can they lay me down easily? You already know. Am I one of the best in the game? You already know. But I decided to talk today because it's just getting too much. And I know, Liberian people can say, white people, I know white people watching it. And it is only wrong with us. So I decided to just talk today. The people who get a PS rule, now put a rule, they water carry it. Overhead bridges, they carry it. Interstate, they carry it. They are small model rule. You come and blame a 9 months old president to say, you know, can you fight Mother Nature? What is wrong with you said? Joseph Bagazo go to God and stop the rain. How is that possible? Oh, yes, person, that person. Is the government performing? That's the question. Is it performing? Do you think everything about the government will be perfect? If that's your thinking, quack logic. Even you yourself, everything on you not perfect. One side your eyeball red, your nose running water, and you want the whole government to be perfect. There's going to be some little problems here and there. But on the overall, it's progress versus propaganda. And the government is making enormous progress. You know what it means? I told somebody the other day, let me close on this. Oh, gas price was $4.90. You can see the Ukraine war. Let me ask you this today before I go. Is the Ukraine war over? The same Ukraine war there. But our products, our petroleum products are down more than 25%. And the same Ukraine war there. What's your argument? The same Ukraine war there. And our rice price is a little down or almost the same. The Ukraine war over? The Ukraine war over before we were able to take our roads. In fact, if you want to talk about the Ukraine war, then now it's even worse. Because there's a war with Israel and the Palestine, and the war with Israel and Lebanon. And the region is tactically at war. But our products are reduced. So what's your argument? It's progress versus propaganda. And yes, I'll give the edge to you. You're doing well with the propaganda. That one I won't take it from you. Then I'm not authentic. I'm not honest. You are doing well with your propaganda. But I'm afraid it's going to hurt you. And I know what I'm talking about. Soon, you will have nothing to propagate because the progress will overwhelm you to the point where now you have to justify the lies that you told. And then when you can, you'll lose your integrity. And when you lose it, you will not be able to recover it. Then you will be like some people I know, walking around like a headless chicken. Because you're not being honest with yourself. I love propaganda. but at least do it in a way that you can keep your head above water. You are doing very well with your propaganda. I give it to you. But you see what we're talking about? The simple things that you're lying about will not help you. Before I say goodbye, just because you have a master's degree does not mean you are intelligent. Just because you have a doctorate does not mean you are intelligent. Keep that in mind as I leave you. You can have a doctorate degree. If you're not patriotic, if you're not intelligent, if you're not hardworking, if you're not dedicated, committed, and honest, your doctorate degree means nothing, because you will not be able to exhibit what, quote unquote, you've learned. Then what you've learned is nonsense. I'll leave you with that and say good night. When I came to LBS, people said that job too big for him. No. They're now saying that you can't come 3 best performers and not put him in there. He's at the top. Why am I at the top? Because I did not come here to work. I came here to lead. I did not come here for people to serve me, but rather for me to serve people. I came to join a group of people to do something. So I did not pretend to know it all. I just encouraged them that we needed to do our best. And today, our best is shown to the world. That today, those who wrote me off are now writing me in. Those who condemned my appointment are now reappointing themselves to the reality. You don't have to be a radio person or a television person to properly manage a system that has to do with radio and television. But my argument to them was, in 2017, the election that brought we up to power, who was Eugene Fahngon? LRB 24, Voice FM, Kings FM. Have I not been around the media that long? Argue now. In 2023, the election that brought Joseph Walker to power, was I not on Spoon TV, Fabric Radio, Spoon FM, whatever FM station is, and all this? Was I not with radio and TV again in 2023? Quack logic allows people to be blindfolded and not even understand their own argument when they say you are not a media person. They limit their own intelligence to radio and TV, while people like us will tell you that yes, there is a thing called media. The print media, newspaper, magazines, what have you. The electronic media, radio, television, and what have you. Social media. And guess what? I've done all 3. And I've done 2 of them to the best of my ability, like never seen before. So why were you questioning me, developing a media entity, when since in fact you knew me, I've always been a media person, despite the fact that my schooling had varieties of knowledge accumulated by me over time. Why you wrote me off? Now you're writing me in. It's all right. It's all good. To God be the glory. May God bless you all. Look forward to another time when we can have a chit-chat. But it's progress versus propaganda now. Soon I will be returning to radio and television. And then I will be sweeping people views. Bye.